The next one I got out of the collection is Key to Chrysalis. I wrote this 6/23/11. I know that title popped in my head, so I was like, fuck it. The dynasty of Rock crusaded against the Junlan savages in an effort to capture the Ruby of Destiny while Superman tunneled to their planet core to destroy their Gaia. The Pitchers of Pandemonium swaggered their way through the ranks of the Autonomy Lizard Army in 2347. Anarchy reigns in the town of Augmented Reality, where goblins of the 1st Battalion rule over the hell-raising monks of Shaolin Past. The Judas Cross, sought by all forces from the BC era through the End Times Plague, found itself in the hands of a tiger hybrid boy named Crypt, with a K. John Constantine stood before the Chrysler Building, which swarmed with chimera demons during the apocalypse of 3150, preparing himself to face Baal. The Troy family homeworld fell prey to the Tarkatan invasion in 2467, and subsequently Diana Troy herself, along with her mother, were the first to be raped and made slaves by Baraka himself. Yeah, I had a rape fetish back then. Grew out of that. Fuck. Captain Picard, once known as the cutest of Borg, staged the largest invasion since the Battle of Wharf 359, crossing into an unstable wormhole that led into the Earth Defense Force of the Mass Effect universe. A lot of this stuff was a lot of fun because I blended a lot of fandoms together, writing this up, and made it unique, and it was a lot of fun. And people did like that. They liked that I, did crossovers in these poems and shit. There was like a bunch of stories, and I made it short, tiny stories like I've mentioned before, but it was a lot of fun doing this shit. But I grew out of it. Sucks. Q and Spock would mate by androgynous means, both giving birth to illogical advanced twins, a boy and girl whom would shape this universe as they saw fit. The Shea Stadium acrobats twirled batons of majestic fire, opening the gateway to Armageddon's paradise, escorting the changeling epidemic. Kratos and Lucifer did battle on the plains of Gobi to determine who would rule hell and the underworld. Spawn and John Constantine battled the forces of his infernal majesty in the summer of Enoch. When Optimus Prime fell in the final incursion of the Devastator Chronicles, it would be Sub-Zero and Scorpion that would become defenders of the realm, thus taking down the tyranny of Megatron forever. Pretty cool crossover there. Demigods of Future's fantasy fought for the kingdom of solace, protecting their most precious relic, the cross of crucifixion. Egypt's dragons, aided by Shizentophi, oh man, there's a good deal, and the counteroffensive on planet Sekhmet, and this alcoholic stew is known to be called the Saga of Nine. I forgot about Shizentophi. That's one of my characters from Giant Dragon, by the way, from Heaven's Dark Harbinger Saga, my first book that I ever wrote, and I haven't written a book since then. Or no, I haven't gotten published since then. That was 13 years ago. Ugh, so much fun with that. This was fun. I like revisiting these. It's awesome. Let's do some more.